Senior officials, delegates of the OIE and representatives of the National Equestrian and National Racing Federations. Let me begin by warmly welcoming you to this meeting in Hong Kong and by saying how much I regret not being able to be with you all today. I fully believe in the OIE's work to ensure a fair and consistent approach to animal health and provide solutions to many of the great challenges of our planet. The work it carries out on behalf of the World Trade Organization to provide guidance for the trade and movement of live animals in a fair, safe, but efficient way is essential. So when I became an OIE Goodwill Ambassador, I was delighted to be more involved in promoting the organization's objectives. As a member of the International Olympic Committee and President of the World Governing Body of Equestrian Sport, the FEI, I am very familiar with how sport can teach us the values of fairness, consistency and safety, which must be all at the core of what we do. Equestrian sport and the horse industry that supports it are undergoing a huge expansion all over the globe, and particularly here in Asia. With this growth comes job opportunities and tax revenues, as well as strengthening of the rural economy and its social fabric. The number of international equestrian events has increased by more than 45% since 2007, and this growth is continuing. Every 5 horses create at least one job. Some of the world's most valuable and supervised horses are now competing for the biggest prizes in the planet here in Asia. Recently we saw the Southeast Asian Games in Myanmar. Next year the Asian Games will be held in Incheon in the Republic of Korea. With the motto of Diversity Shines, they will aim to bring as many Asian nations as possible together to compete with the values of sporting harmony. In 2020, the Olympic Games will come once again to Asia, and the eyes of the world will be focused on this region. But international equestrian sport will not and cannot take place without the temporary importation of high-performance and high-health horses across borders. At present, the approach to moving these horses between the countries in the region is extremely disharmonized. It is an approach that does not take into account their lower disease risk or their high level of supervision. To compete to the best of their abilities, such sport horses simply must be kept healthy and away from disease. The current approach to the international movement of sport horses is not able to cope with the explosion that has taken place in the sport. It is hard for event organizers to budget and plan effectively. It's difficult for our athletes to compete on equal terms with other nations in the region or to qualify for future Olympics or championships. In addition, your own wider equine industry cannot fully reap the benefits of strong sports sector. In view of what is at stake at the top level of equestrian sport, the industry itself has a good understanding of the need to protect itself from disease threats. The FEI and the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities, the IFHA, have long established identification, traceability, health and vaccination requirements through veterinary regulations to protect the health and welfare of horses that have reached a high level in the sport. By coming together to form the International Horse Sports Confederation, both organizations aim to ensure that a united approach is adopted. The OIE has understood that a reassessment is necessary to best accommodate the phenomenon of the high-performance, high-health horse and the economy it represents. The OIE General Assembly in 2013 voted in favor of recognizing that need and finding a solution. This week's gathering of senior officials is perhaps the most important meeting on this subject that has ever been held in Asia. Its single objective is to establish a better approach to the temporary importation of high-performance horses that is in line with established OIE principles and acknowledges that they present a low risk. This approach needs to be transparent, consistent, fair, efficient and safe. I congratulate and thank the OIE and its member countries for taking action and bringing you all together to find a solution to this very real problem. I thank you all for coming here with open minds to find a way to allow the continued growth of this industry and to agree on a simple way forward that provides you with a clear guidance in your daily decision making as officials. Changes are taking place in both the old and the new worlds, particularly here in Asia. We must be aware that improvements are possible. In all areas, we must work together to make sure that the changes work for all of us. I send you my best wishes for a successful conclusion to this important meeting. I also extend my gratitude to the Hong Kong Jockey Club and the Government of Hong Kong for hosting this event. We all hope, very much hope, that with your experience and your recognition of the need for a more practical approach and with the guidance of the OIE, you will be able to see the way to make the changes that are so necessary. Thank you.